necessary circumstances we needed to fulfill our unique destinies. Where our feet are currently planted is exactly where we need to be, nowhere else. In the same way, the various combination of elements which make up our mother and our father, whether known or not, determine the exact soil we needed to toil. The more misunderstanding in your family relationships, the more cosmic revolution and resolution is needed to be experienced. Well, it goes on. It gets better. Well, I was going to put it down. To complain, criticize, bemoan, denigrate our family's roots procures a spitting in the wind scenario. Now, if I spit in the wind, Mitzi, what's going to happen? It's going to come right back on my face. So to say that I needed to have better parents, or I shouldn't have been, born in this situation, that, my family did not appreciate me and I was abused, or whatever scenario I want to tell whoever wants to listen, I'm putting that back on myself. That is the life I'm living. You see? I can't live any other life because that's the story I'm telling. I'm creating the story I'm living. So, we are what we are because of the sum total from which we emerged. Okay? Remember when I said on another show about saying because? We are what we are because of the sum total from which we emerged. That because means that it is far more than what we could ever envision. If we know our mother is called, I always use that name Sally. I must like that Sally, the name Sally, but Sally and John. We are far more than the sum total of Sally and John. Far more. And it goes beyond that. Collectively, nothing is separate and nothing remains isolated and distinct. We have evolved from the particular lineage of necessary invested attributes, still unfolding. In other words, we are carrying a delegated message evolving through eons of time. We are the intended soldiers bringing up the rear. To imagine oneself disconnected or detached from that which has gone on before is not only entirely stupid, but hopelessly futile. No embarrassment, shame, or loathing allowed, nor is there to be any superfluous pride and high-minded vanity displayed. Shame is vanity turned inward. Shame is vanity turned inward. So we know what words we're going to be working with, don't we? Okay. So from that little bit of reading right there, we know that we've been born, and we cannot ascribe merit to it, and we cannot take merit away from it. We don't know why, how, when, where, or for what purpose we were born into these situations. But we know one thing for sure, that if we embrace every single moment without a preconceived idea of what it's supposed to bring us or what it's supposed to mean, we will get closer to this balance, the understanding, the blending that we so desperately need. Okay, 13, 15. So we got 29 going on there. That's an 11. And this means, that 29 always means change directions. Okay. So the moment we want to ascribe some sort of merit, value, if you will, we need to cease that, change directions, go in the opposite direction, call it something entirely different. Difficulty. Let's see how much difficulty we have with our present situations. Good gracious, look at all those threes in that word. 9 9's 18, 21, 28. There's my favorite number. Okay, make sure 18, 21, 28. Okay, 10, 16, 19, 22, 24. This is a different, you know, Mitzi, I never did follow up on that 63 for that other show, but I will sometime, maybe not. Okay, we got a 52 going on there. Ah! Wow! I got to take a page for that, Mitzi. That number, 5-2. That's the number of difficulty. Difficulty. And I'm using numerology for all those of you who don't know what I'm doing. Okay, 5, the number of experience. 2, the number of relationships. Well, that's one of the meanings of 2. So, what does it tell you? You are fraught with difficulty while you experience relationships. There's no way you're going to get around that. That is part of the deal. It is the parcel that is being delivered to your door. Who's delivering it? God. Okay? I know I did that other word about that 9. You know, I always draw that face and you're going to come to earth. That's not it. But when I told you slow to talk, slow to act, slow to talk, slower to act, and slowest to react. Okay? That's one of our main objectives for being a human. Well, that's the thing. If we know that we're going to have difficulty in these relationships, there are no perfect relationships. There are no perfect relationships, except ambiguously, every relationship is perfect. But you don't know it. You don't understand it because you've got ideas and you want something from it. But anyway, going back, you're going to have difficulty in these relationships. What you're learning from these relationships, and when you have these divorces and these messy involvements where the people cheat and steal and whatever else they do, but you've got to learn to be slow to talk about it because you're trying to elevate yourself. You're trying to make yourself separate and apart from that person that this difficulty is going on because some way it's reflecting you or you wouldn't be in it. So you're trying, you know, that's why you're talking about it. You want somebody to feel sorry for you. I've never known what that means, feel sorry for you. Somebody will have to write me and tell me what that means. Feel sorry for you. How do you feel sorry for you? I don't know what that means. But anyway, so you're learning how to talk less about it, slower to act, do something. You know, be very slow. Don't go out and do something based on what somebody else did. He cheated on me, so I'm going to go out and cheat on him. That just came to mind. All right, and then slower to react. And here's the key. That's it, to react. Because if you be still in the midst of the whirlwind, there's probably not a single person that's going to receive this as I'm telling you. You probably won't, but here it is. You don't care. At your core, you don't care. Because you are God in the making, if you will. If you can't embrace the idea that you're really a God in manifestation on this earth, you don't care. You never have cared. You never will care. And all of this other stuff that you're creating for all of this drama in this these relationships are something that is superficial and you're trying to get something from it. When you don't care is when you care the most. That is unconditional love. Any other love that you are claiming doesn't exist. So if you just be still, that last thing, slower to react, slowest to react, just be still. Just be still. Everything that's going on, be still. Do not care. You do not care. You do not care. It's not even a personal thing that you could have the ability to care because the caring is coming from somewhere else and it's for a reason that you don't understand. Okay. On to the next one. Soil. The soil You know what unconditional love is? That not caring, like I'm trying to teach unconditional love. Jesus had it on the cross when he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they did. He didn't care. He did not care. You know, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? Not thine will, but not my will, but thine be done. He didn't care. Something so much further and so much beyond anything that you can imagine. And it's called releasing that idea that you do care, because as long as you think that you care, then you think when somebody says something wrong to you, that offends you, or it hurts your feelings, or you start feeling sorry for yourself. But if you just know, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He didn't care. He did not care. There was something so much greater. That is what unconditional love is. We got that 19 going on, that innocence. We got the devil in the soul on this earth. We got the 9, the hermit. You got to come down here, live. Some people come down here like this, don't they? Okay, and we got the 12. And that's that anger, it's enlightenment, whichever way you're going to turn it. Okay, so we've got a 24. That's that beautiful music. That's the music of the soul. It's also food, but it's music of the soul. I think I started off this, did I start this show off with the soul? Maybe another show. But anyway, the soul, God's using us, the soul that's in us. But anyway, the music of the soul, 24, is the heart of the soul we're standing on. This is music. You know, I'm standing here. And I can feel. You can too. This is not something I can just do. You feel the pulsation, the rhythmic pulsation. It's an interlocking, love-making, divine connection. And it's the music coming through the soles of my feet, because I am standing where I need to be standing. And that is the music in this soil. Okay, we got a 31. Is that what we got there? Yeah. 55! All right. So while we're standing on this earth and moving through this earth, through this soil, and that vibrates to a 55, that's double experience. That's double experience. And if we try to put reason to it and the because to it and try to justify it and retribution and all of those things that people try to do, I'll get him back and he can't do that to me. Anyway, when we try to follow it and make it right, I'm going to make this right. He took half of my inheritance, or brothers and sisters fighting over at funerals, or whatever, all those things that seem like they're not right, so you got to go out and make them right. If you try to do that, this number right here is XXX insanity. That is what that number is. XXX insanity. Anytime you try to go out and justify yourself, excuse yourself, defend yourself, explain yourself. So we don't want to justify, excuse, or explain our actions or the actions. If we can't do that for ourselves, how in the world could we do it for someone else? So we're not going to try to pay back somebody. Try to make it right. That's the only words I keep going back to, because that's not the soul you're standing upon. Okay, what was the other thing? What was the last word? Oh, shame. What did it say? Vanity turned inward? Vanity turned inward. Wow, that's a new concept. Vanity turned inward is shame. We got that 19 going on again. Okay, 8, 1, 4, and 5. Okay, So we know we got that conflict, okay? Because that's that 6. We know, of course, too, I've already told you that that's art, music, drama, all that talent is all wrapped up here because that's that 9 turned upside down. Remember? That's why we're here. We're supposed to turn it upside down, bring out all of those artistic creations within ourselves. It's also beauty, and it is the highest form of love there is when it's unconditional, when you're not vested. That's called not vested love. Another word, not caring. Let me see what that is anyway, since we're talking about it. Got that 6 too, same thing, and then 12. So we got, woo, look at there. Look what that caring is. 6, 12. Do I need to say anything else? When you're talking about you care, have I taught you over and over and over what care? I'm saying that. It was an 18. It's those unresolved issues with the mother. That's how much you care. Okay? Give me a break. Okay, so we're dealing with shame. And it turned out to be, what was it? Where are we at? The 6, have we already done it? 27, 31, have we already done it? Mitzi, I lost my train of thought because that blew me away. 27, 31. No, it can't be. I gotta go to another page. Got too much going on this page. That was the new awakening. Let's do this again. On a clean slate. How many of us would love to have a clean slate? Huh? All right, we got the 6. And then we got 27, 31. It is going to be that, Mitzi. It is going to be that. What did I tell you this is? What did I tell you? That's the magical number. Magical